Morning. So today we're going to be setting up this beastie. It's a Fimco 60-gallon boom sprayer, and I've had other Fimco products and they've always been pretty good, but the tow along that I usually use attached to the back of the gator just isn't cutting it anymore as we clear more land. So thought I'd splash out and get this one, which is a PTO power takeoff, as opposed to the trailer, which was battery operated, and obviously it's got a 3-point hitch frame on it as well, so I've got high hopes for this. It comes highly recommended. However, unusual for a guy, I know, but the first thing I did was read the manual, and while it's got a load of stats and performance criteria and, you know, what to do for troubleshooting and the rest of it, this entire manual, like there's 2 paragraphs basically on how to set the damn thing up, so completely pointless. So I thought I'd make this video to show you how at least I set it up on the back of the Kubota, and hopefully we'll get some good results out of it. So here we go. So I thought I'd start at the back of the tractor, because once you've got the 3-point hitch on, it's a bit difficult to actually see what's going on. This is a hydro roller pump. It's PTO driven. It's a 6500 model, and basically this goes onto your PTO using this, and this is a collar attachment. So this piece, pull the neck back, that slides onto the PTO shaft itself. So once it's locked on, if you give it a good pull, it won't go anywhere. And then this shaft on the pump goes into the neck of the collar, and then you've got an Allen key screw that's on the neck of the collar attachment that you tighten all the way up onto the pump shaft. Now, while this is still loose, if I take it out, then you'll see on this pump shaft that it's pretty smooth and round all the way around, except for that flat piece. That's where you've got to screw the tighten the screw onto, because obviously if you've got this going round at 540 Newton meters and it spins off because you haven't tightened the screw enough, that's bad karma, that is. So that's going to be the starting position for the assembly. There's 2 red caps that you just remove on either side, and that'll expose the holes into which you attach the rubber hoses that come with the sprayer. You got one marked as in and one marked as out, the way it is now. So we'll start from that position, and then I'll show you how the hoses attach and how the unit itself actually goes on as well. So the set screw, you need to use an Allen key to tighten it up, and it's a 5/32 size Allen key. Unfortunately, the Allen key doesn't come with the sprayer, so let's just get this tightened up. That's that. And these are the caps that came out of the holes at the side, the inlet and the outlet on the pump. those just pull out. They're just little plastic seal caps. And then where those caps were, you now need to put some tape around the adapter that comes with the sprayer, and then screw those in on either side, one on either side. So I just did 6 turns of PTFE on both, and now we can put them into the pump. Try to avoid tipping the pump or rotating it whilst it's in this position, because there is residual liquid, presumably from factory testing, inside. Here you go. I think that should do. So now what you want to do is take the loose piece of hose that was in the packaging, and you can use one of the larger pipe rings, and then that'll attach on there. Probably switch that around so you've got more space. That'll attach on there, tighten it up, and the size of the socket that you'll need on that is a 5/16. Might actually want to put an extension on this just to make it easier because of the PTO shield. And obviously put it on firmly, but don't crush the plastic connector, because then you really will be in trouble. And if it's not tight enough, you can always tighten it up once you've tested. Okay, so this is the torque chain that they give you, and you're meant to take the 5/16 bolt, put the torque chain over that, and then tighten the whiz nut down over the bolt, hand tighten, which doesn't exactly seem very secure to me, but hey. And then you put this entire assembly into one of the holes that is underneath the pump. And then if I feed this through my tow bar holes, where the tow bar bolts usually go, that should be secure enough. Okay, so we've finally got the tank hooked up to the back of the tractor on the 3-point hitch. It's quite light when you're manhandling it into the arms for the 3-point, but when it's full, it's 715 pounds. So just be aware of that. You don't want to get under it. So let's get the pipe on and the frame installed. Almost there. Boom, goes on with the U-bolts and 2 whiz bolts right behind on both sides. Try and measure it so it's equal on both sides, and then the valves go on with one of the screws and a nut underneath. And I don't mind sharing with you that I actually got the boom upside down last time, so this is the correct way up, springs on top. So underneath each valve is a square block, and what you do is, if you've got the tube going through there, the boom going through there, then it ends up being a sandwich. So like this. Get the valve, sandwich the valve with the clamps, straighten out the line a bit, don't pull too hard. Screw in the top. Nut on the bottom. And tighten it up. So as you can see, the spray is all finally assembled. Just some tips about startup. The grey handle that is just below the pressure gauge, make sure that that's up. Turn the pressure knob all the way clockwise to get the highest pressure. It's also got a lock knob just next to it, a lock bolt, so just screw that back to the edge to make sure that that doesn't move. Again, when you first start up, make sure the lever on top of the tank is in the off position because that controls the lance. And that's about it. And when you're assembling the boom, springs always on top. Yeah, took me 3 attempts to get that right, but who's counting? And as you can see by the state of it, I've actually taken it out for a run. And I can honestly say, and I'm not sponsored by Fimco or by Tractor Supply or anyone else, but for the price you pay for this thing, it does a pretty damn good job, actually. Especially for the size of Homestead that we've got here. All the nozzles come in the right orientation as well, so you've got no need to worry about that. Make sure you tighten all the pipe clamps, including the ones on the sprayer tank itself as well. And when I put the PTO securing chain with the S-loop on the pump, I did it on the left hand side. Put the bolt onto the chain underneath the pump on the left hand side, because all PTO shafts have an ISO standard that means that they're meant to go clockwise. So if you put it on the left, it's immediately pulling on the bottom of the pump, and if you go through the any attachment immediately below the pump and loop the chain through and then connect it with the S bracket that they provide, you basically make sure that pump doesn't move at all, not even on startup. So that's pretty good as well. But yeah, I've just done a full 60 gallon tank of water and Grazon XL mix on one of the pastures. And yeah, it's a 1 acre pasture, and this did it in one go with a 24 fluid ounce mix of Grazon into 160 gallon tank. Does the whole pasture going at about, I don't know, 1.5 miles, 2 miles an hour, something like that. One other tip. So this is a self-priming pump on this. And it's a rotary pump. When I first started this up, I double and triple checked that everything was on and in the right position, and no, there was still no flow coming out. And the manual, terrible as it is, gave me some ideas on what I could do to get the initial priming of the pump started. None of those worked. I tried squeezing pipes, I tried opening up the tank while it was on without the Grazon mixed in, put my finger on the inflow pipe to the pump and then rapidly removed it just to see whether there was some kind of pressure block or whatever. Nothing happened there. Quite simply, if you get one of these and you start it up, there's going to be a load of air in the system, which it seems stops the pump from self-priming. So when you start it up, you start the PTO, you get off the seat, the annoying warning siren goes off saying you've just got off the seat. Doesn't matter, come round the back and turn on the lance. Put the valve on the lance on and then squeeze the trigger for a couple of seconds and suddenly everything will start flowing. Turn the lance off and everything will redirect down to the jets. So that's my quick easy tip on how to prime the pump on one of these things. But I'm really happy with this. This is going to be my main sprayer now. I like it that much. So look folks, I hope you found this informative. If you do, please like and subscribe to the channel because it does make a huge difference to what I can do in the future. And yeah, I'll see you next time.